this is Peter Collins with another sales training module, and I've titled this one, You Should Be Careful Whenever You Use the Phrase I Know. That's right, you should be careful whenever you use the phrase I know. Because for years now, most of the people I've been involved with have used that phrase I know, and they've mainly used it as a reinforcement phrase, sometimes with raised eyebrows and even a higher pitched voice. I know, and mostly as a sympathy phrase or other forms of phrases. But my suggestion is that whenever you use the phrase I know, be careful, because whatever you say may not be construed or received in the same way you intended. But more on that straight after this break. Yes, the phrase I know can send out a subtle subliminal message, and that can be an issue when it comes to selling. Now, I'll tell you the reason I say that, because recently I was given a brief rundown of the ramifications of using that phrase, I know. The man who told me was Paul Axford, and he says that in many of the sales scenarios we take for granted, I know can become a real stumbling block or a real turnoff. Now, Paul is a managing director of a thriving home guttering business and also happens to write twice the amount of business his best salespeople achieve, and he does that every time he takes to the road, which will be 2 or 3 days a week. And Paul suggests that in his opinion, the phrase I know should be banned. That's what he said. It should be banned. Because in the majority of conversations, even the innocent conversations we have, that phrase, I know, sends out a message that simply says, I hear what you say, but to me, your opinion is not valid. I'll repeat that. I hear what you say, but to me, your opinion is not valid. Now, I've said that and I've passed that on because normally I've only included information that I've personally road tested and found that I've become so passionate about what I'm passing on that I've adapted my selling ideology around it. And as you've already gathered, just listening to what I say in these training modules, that I am passionate about most things, but however, this time I've included that one suggestion, and I want you to be the judge. Because of all of the top salespeople I've discussed this factor of the I know phrase, some agree with Paul, and others want time to think it through, and others want to keep trialing it themselves to see what the ramification is. Now, I'm in that camp as well that wants to try things out for themselves. But I feel what Paul has shared is more than worthwhile enough to add into the work that I'm doing. And all I'm going to suggest is that you be the judge and judge the value of what I've said after you've trialed it for yourself. There are so many ideas that are coming into the selling profession that are absolutely fantastic. Now, I've been in selling for more than 50 years at this point, and I'm still willing to learn. And the one thing that I have learned in that time is that sales is constantly evolving. And ideas like this will keep coming up, and at least they've got to be discussed and trialled. But I firmly believe that it's up to the individual to either take them on board or to reject them outright. Now, you're sharing my training program, and I know that I've had so many breaking concepts that you haven't heard before, and there'll be a lot more yet. But at times that I sit on the fence, I want you to be aware that I'm not fully convinced that this is the right way to go. If you are, well, that's good. But I'll finish with, at this point, I'm not.